Hello everyone, Wolf25 here, back with another Warframe video, and I thought I'd mix things up this time with my Inaros build. I'm currently in arbitration, about to hit the hour mark. I thought I'd just start out this way, start out with some gameplay, and then eventually go into the build itself. And it's pretty simplistic, it's pretty easy. Right now the enemies are about level 150. Inaros is pretty much the undying god next to Wukong. But I'm not going to ramble on too much because I know you guys want to see the build. I'll leave a timestamp right now to get straight to the build. But here's some quick gameplay before I decide to head out and before I die on an arbitration and possibly lose everything. So, to start off, what everybody in this game consistently forgets to do is their standing in Fortuna to get the Old Mate, take on the Prophet Taker, and the Explorer Orb, and to get yourself this bad boy, Magus Lockdown. On Void Dash, drop a mine that tethers up to 8 enemies in 12 meters. After 4 seconds, it explodes, healing 60% of their health as puncture damage. So, in all actuality, this acts as a form of crowd control, and it also goes hand in hand with whatever Tenno class that you're using, because I was using Vazarin to help heal Inaros' health, because my energy kick can drained by Leech Xmas, Xmi, however you want to say that. You get that from Little Duck when you get to, I think it's max rank with her, because it's like the hardest one, or not the hardest one to get, but just farming Torwoods. But as for the build for Inaros himself, this is my build for him, and I'm eventually going to maybe put a Umbral format into him. But I have the Umbral Intensify, Umbral Fiber, Vitality, Collector Aegis for more armor, and also for the set to help with my melee. Crit Chance, Adaptation, of course. You can get this through arbitrations, or you can buy it on the market. Currently unranked for about 30 platinum, I believe. Prime Flow, you don't necessarily need Prime Flow. You probably don't honestly even need Prime Flow at all. You could use regular Flow, or you could use a different mod, because you're mostly going to be focusing using this. Negation Swarm. Scarab Swarm Augment. Scarab Armor protects Inaros from status effects, consuming 3% bonus armor for each effect resisted. So not only does this protect you against statuses, it also prevents you from getting affected by knockdown, which is incredibly nice. So that way you don't have to use this lovely thing right here, Prime Sure-Footed, or any other sort of excellent slot mod that makes it to where you are immune to knockdown. So, not only that, with the adaptation, Negation Swarm, Umbral Fiber, and all that stuff already on him, I also have Arcane Guardian to help with even more armor. And he is just... Wukong is the one frame I have gone the absolute longest in a solo survival with, which was 2 hours. Inaros could possibly surpass that, but his damage output is what kind of restricts him. That's what he's known for, is survivability. Because just like Wukong, you can use Inaros for Index, for Immortality, that way you don't die, you just kind of go around collecting points. In all my build videos, I claim this to not be the absolute best build. There's probably going to be one that is much, much, much better out there. I just use this on a regular basis for solo builds. I haven't honestly touched my Inaros in a long time. I've been playing around with other frames like Equinox and Wukong, and I recently just made a video for Saren, hopefully that should go up pretty soon. I chose Arcane Strike for my secondary Arcane. If you do not do Eidolons, and you can't get either of these, if you don't have either of these, that's fine. It just is preferred. Arcane Guardian, I think rank 3 is about 200 platinum on the market right now. Any other kind of Arcane, like, people will probably say, well, why don't you use an Arcane Grace? I'm like, well, I don't do Eidolons that often enough. I don't think I have. I have a unranked Arcane Grace that I can make to rank 1, and I just didn't really see the point in that. Maybe it possibly could work better for you, but anywho, that was what I ran with on this current run for Inaros. I probably actually should have changed that aura. But as for the weapons that I was using, this is my Phage. I always kind of run these main 3 weapons when I do really long endurance runs, just because Phage is one of my favorite weapons, and the Riven disposition for it is currently 5, which is insanely powerful. I need to re-roll that though for the multi-shot. But that's that. This is my kit gun, a Gaze kit gun. I can't tell you the exact components that I use to build it, but this is the build for it. You don't necessarily need the primed ones, but they are preferred for your primed mods. And last but not least, my Zaw, which also has a Riven mod on it. This is the Plague Kiwar with the Plague Boken. You're not going to get that unless Plague Star's around. I have the Exodia Force, which I think that they have recently changed to where on status effect, 50% chance to deal 20% weapon damage to enemies within 6 meters. Not only does it do that, but like it makes them float. I don't think that's intended. I think that is a programming mistake currently with the newest patch of the Old Blood. But this is my build for it, because you want 100% status, because conditioned overload with 6 possible statuses. Healing return, I honestly can't stress this enough. This will most definitely keep you alive kept my Saren alive solo for quite a long time. It's possibly the new life strike because they got rid of channeling in the game. But that was my Zaw build currently. And if you're wondering what causes you to be healed using Vazarin, it's this. It's Protective Dash. You can use this on excavators, on defensive pods, on the Kuva Siphon pods, the ones that you have to protect in the Kuva Survival. It's extremely useful. I highly suggest putting focus time into Vazarin. And as for my kitty cat, my Smita Kavat is using Link Health and Link Armor to keep me alive. Prime Pack Leader to keep it alive. Prime Animal Instinct, Loot Radar, Enemy Radar. Like I said, you don't have to necessarily copy and paste this, but this was the setup for it. And as always in all my videos, I try to mention these Spectres. Spectres, Spectres, Spectres. They are so incredibly useful because they act as a bullet sponge. They help keep the enemy distracted and keep some of the damage off you, so that way you can focus on what you're doing. I usually run with the Ancient Healer Spectre and Force Spectre, Vapor Spectre. You get them from rescue missions. I run with the Octavia because she has a lot of buffs, and I run with Archiplasmor because it applies to their status with radiation and can give my Zaw and Condition Overload a possible higher amount of DPS output. I also have these hotkeyed to my right on the D-pad. I'm on the Xbox One platform if you couldn't tell. And honestly, that's all I can think of for Inaros. He's pretty basic, he's pretty simple, he's just like, he's another really great tank frame if you want to do solo runs. If you're somebody who's unfortunate enough to run on Xbox Live and you need something to run solo and you're afraid of his ability, just choose Inaros. He's pretty badass. I thought this was a pretty cool setup for him, but yeah, if you guys have any comments, questions, please leave a comment section below. I'm going to leave a link to my social media in the description below. I stream on Twitch every single Sunday and Wednesday, sometimes at the big days, depending on how I feel. I'm on the Xbox One platform. I do giveaways on Sundays and Wednesdays on Warframe. I play all other sorts of games, depending on what my audience chooses to demand. But again, I hope you guys found this video really useful. And remember, everybody, strive proudly and howl loudly. Good night, everybody.